Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. In this episode, we'll be doing the preview for the match between the Mumbai Indians and the Punjab Kings. Both the teams coming into this game with losses. Mumbai losing to Delhi and Punjab losing to Hyderabad. It's on the same surface in Chennai. It's going to be on the same ground. The pitches are becoming really slow in Chennai. It's becoming very difficult to bat on, especially in the last 10 overs in both innings. I think as the ball gets older, it becomes almost impossible. So I think the strategy has to be, be aggressive in the power play, get as many runs as possible. And once you're set, then just try to work the singles and stay there as much as you can. Try not to lose wickets, because I think for the new batsmen, it becomes very difficult. With Mumbai, I think, the batsmen do look in form. The likes of Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar, the amount of, shots they have in their locker is just unbelievable. And they're playing these shots on these kind of pitches as well. It just goes to show that sometimes they might just need to curb those instincts. I think both of them have shown that, it doesn't matter what the pitches, they can hit boundaries. But I feel on this kind of pitch, sometimes after hitting a few boundaries, they just need to rotate the strike, especially after the power play. After the seventh, eighth over, I think they just need to, look for the singles, the doubles, and then wait for the bad ball. I think both batsmen were looking to hit boundaries and got out in the last game. I think they just need to work on that. Punjab, on the other hand, it was the first game. You can plan as much as you want, but playing on the actual surface is a different ball game altogether. Now that they've played there, they've got that experience. They now know how the ball will behave. Which shot they can play, which shot they cannot play. And yeah, you can prepare as much as you want, but when it's when you actually get onto the pitch and actually play, that's when you realize how difficult or easy it is. And I feel their batsmen now will have to adjust. They've played already one game. They got into the shots too early in that game. I think if you see Rahul Agarwal trying to flick it and getting into the shot early, it stopped on them and they got caught at mid-wicket close in the field. So I think adjusting to the pitch is going to be very important, both with bat and ball. Now I think their batsmen, it doesn't suit their style, but I just feel that if they can curb the instincts a bit and then wait, and then if they have enough wickets in hand, I'm sure they can cross that 150 mark. I think over here 150 is like a 200 in Mumbai or in any other, in a good high scoring ground. So I think 150 is your match winning, very competitive kind of score. 150, 160. Anything less than that, under 140, becomes a bit easier to chase, even though we've seen on this pitch. In this kind of game, I think dew also might play a factor, but still, I think batting first will be an advantage, because even with the dew, Rohit Sharma was saying in the last game, you can still control the ball. Where they lost was they probably didn't have enough runs. So yeah, I think even with the dew, the teams will both look to bat first. The bowlers I'm looking out for in this game is Rahul Chahar. I think he's been superb on these wickets. He's tossing the ball up. When the ball gets older, it's even more difficult to hit him. And from Punjab, I'm going to look at Arshdeep. I think he's a different left field kind of pick. I think he's not as he probably doesn't have that stardom yet, but he'll be very effective on these pitches with his variations, slower balls. It's going to be difficult to hit him away, but he needs enough runs on the board. If he doesn't have enough runs, or if they're bowling first, then it's okay, because if the batsmen are looking to attack him, I think that's where Arshdeep will pick up the wickets. If you're trying to rotate, you can do that. So as a batsman also, you have to plan. You can't you can't just hit everybody. You have to plan who you're going to hit and not. And if they do hit Arshdeep, I think he will pick up wickets as well. So he's someone to watch out for the batsmen. Again, it's Surya Kumar, Rohit Sharma. I think the likes of KL Rahul, Mayank Agarwal, how do they play? That's also going to be key. The big question is Nicholas Pooran and Chris Gayle. Their form has been very dicey. Their communication as well with each other. Pooran got run out, with Gayle in that game against Sunrisers. So how will these guys perform? I think they might need to bring in David Milan. He's a proper one-down batsman. He's a world number one T20 batsman. He can rotate the strike. I think he can play the big shots when needed. And Milan is someone on these pitches, I feel that he can play anchor. And then once he's set, I think he can produce the boundaries as well. So I don't know whether you play him in Pooran's place or Gayle. Everyone says you can't drop the universe boss, but I think if Gayle is not opening in this game, I think then you bring in Malan, because I think in these kind of pitches, Gayle will need to open and make use of the new ball. There's no point him coming in the seventh, eighth over. I think you've seen the likes of Rohit Sharma, Johnny Bairstow. These guys have been making use of this new ball, and that's something that Gayle would love. If he's not opening, I would like to see Malan in the team. If he is opening, then you can bring in Malan instead of Pooran. Are they going to give Pooran another go? I'm sure they will, because they've banked on him. He's a world-class player. Just he's one or two innings away from a big score. right now he's in terrible form. Hopefully it doesn't continue for him. I think he just needs to take a bit more time, just calm things down a bit, rotate the strike a bit, and then he can go for shots later. If he gets 20, 30 runs under his belt, it'll do a lot of confidence for him in the coming games in this tournament. So yeah, I think going into this game, I still feel Mumbai slight favorites, but don't count Punjab out. They have a lot of firepower there. I think Mohammad Shami needs to step up as well. He plays for India. He represents India. He's a frontline bowler. So as that, he needs to show responsibility in Punjab. He needs to guide the players. Will Jai Richardson, Meredith play? They didn't play in the last game. According to the conditions, they picked the team. Maybe one of them gets a go. I'm not sure. I would like to see Jai Richardson because I just feel that he does have variations as well. And on this pitch, he could be useful. But yeah, will they stick with Fabian Allen? Who their spinner will be? Is Ravi Bishnoi going to be fit? I think he's fit. He walks into this lineup. Ravi Bishnoi, I think, is the game changer that they're missing on this kind of pitch. For Mumbai Indians, something that they will want to improve is the middle order batting. Hardik Pandya, Kiran Pollard, and Kunal Pandya, the all-rounders. The big three who were so explosive in last season have not shown that yet. And that's led them to lose a couple of games. So can they perform, add those 10, 20 runs? That would be very crucial. Rohit Sharma is giving them the starts, Quinton de Kock as well. So is Surya Kumar. But can the middle order capitalize on those starts and finish big? I know it's difficult conditions, but even the 20, 30s are important in this. So I think the way they approach the game as well could be different. You don't need to really go hammer and tongs, but at least even if you get a 20, 30 runner ball in this kind of pitch, I think it's worth it. Staying there at the crease, spending time and rotating the strike is going to be very important. And yeah, watch out for Bumrah and Bolt as well. I think anything above 140, 150, they will be able to defend. They're excellent in terms of death bowling as well. So it's going to be tough for Punjab in that way. But Punjab have their own firepower, and both with the bat and with the ball as well. I think with the ball, they lack a bit. But I think if Ravi Bishnoi comes in and Shami improves his bowling, I think they'll have a good chance. It's going to be a very exciting game. The pitches, again, is going to be coming into question. Hopefully, we get to see a bit more runs, but let's see how that goes. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and comment with your predictions for this game. Thank you so much. Until next time.